smarter, your family might come from privilege, your daddy might own a company, but you will not outwork me.
This top spot, this number one, that's mine. Because not one of you can outwill me. You may have been born with more genetic prowess than I have, but you cannot out-determine me. You can't outwill me. You can't outwant me. You can't outwork me. You can't out-desire me.
The bigger your dream is, the harder the grind. You might have small beginnings. You might not have a lot of money. You might not have a lot of resources, but there's no excuse. And I need you to understand that the bigger your dream is, the earlier you're gonna have to get up. The longer you're gonna have to stay up. The more effort you're gonna have to put in. You know how hard I worked to get here? I put in too many hours. I sweat too much blood, too much tears. I worked hard to get here. Didn't nobody give me this. I didn't grow up with wealth. Didn't nobody pay me. I worked for this. Sweat, blood, tears. I earn every dime I get. I work for this. You will not outwork me because your height has nothing to do with my work ethic. Your face has nothing to do with my work ethic. You will not outwork me. You gotta kill. What's gonna separate you from everybody else? I do things to separate myself from everybody else. The passion that I have, the grind that I have when I do what I do. I got a different motor. I got a different grind.
I'm always gonna give it my 110%. That's the only thing I can ever say a solid day's work. If you guys do not do that, I promise you, your life will haunt you for the rest of your days.
From today on, you play whatever your best game is, you play that level every single time. It doesn't mean you're gonna score every time, but you can always give 120% effort. You can't dictate what kind of game you're gonna have. You can't dictate how your body is gonna respond to moving around, but you can dictate your effort. Your dream comes when you push. Ain't nobody about to give you no cookies and ice cream. Push. It's alive. It's inside. How do you know you feel it? You dream about it. You eat and sleep it every day. So push. Just push past the plate. Push. Don't quit. Push. And you push your way to success. You have a chance to control your destiny. All of us are created equal. Some of us just work harder. Some of us just grind. Some of us don't make excuses. Some of us don't give up and give in. What we do with the pressure is we say, I gotta take it, and I gotta take it to another level. Many of you have lost your competitive edge. Get your competitive edge back. Act like you playing basketball. Act like you playing football. Go in that doggone classroom, compete. You're not giving 120. You giving 70. You giving 60. You giving 50. And you want what these people who've given sweat, who's given blood, who's given tears, you want what they paid for, and it ain't free.
You might be bigger than me, you might be faster than me, you might be stronger than me, but you will not outwork me.
You get a breakthrough when you fight. That's the hardest part, because the breakthrough, that last 10%, is all mental toughness.
It's time to unwrap the potential you can be. It's within you. And the people that have risen to that level were no different than any one of us. It's just they believed it and they were willing to work their fucking ass off to get it. It wasn't about their potential. It wasn't about their genetics. It wasn't about their perseverance. And it wasn't about being the hardest fucking worker in the room.
While you're over there watching me and talking about me, I'm working. I'm working hard. I'm taking things to the next level. You keep gossiping and I'll keep working. You keep talking smack and I'll keep working. You keep focusing on everything and everyone else and I'll keep working. And when you finally look around at where you are and where I'm at, you'll realize that you have nothing left to talk smack about. And you will lose and I will win.
What if the truth is that changing your life is one away? One decision, one meeting, one conversation, one extra phone call, one extra rep in the gym. You start stacking up those one mores. That's the separator. In life, we don't get our goals. We get our standards. You meet somebody who doesn't have self-confidence. This is someone who's perpetually not keeping promises they make to themselves. You meet somebody with pretty good baseline confidence. You've met somebody who now keeps the promises they make to themselves. You meet somebody doing superhuman things. They keep the promises they make to themselves, and they do one more. There's a power to one more. When you start stacking up those one mores, not only have you put more contacts out into the universe, but you start believing, I'm doing something most people aren't willing to do. I'm fixing to get something most people aren't gonna get.
I don't have that natural beauty or that natural talent or this gift for creativity or intellect or humor. I don't have any of those things. But what I got is I will outwork you. When it's 45 on the treadmill, I do 46. When it's supposed to be 20 phone calls, I make 21. When it's supposed to be an 8-hour workday, I work 9. Whatever it is, I always do one more. And what that does is it makes me eventually think I'm doing things other people aren't willing to do, so I should get things other people aren't going to get.
You've got to understand, it's not about what you were born with. It's not about what you were given, where you started, or even where you're going. It is entirely about what you plant at the center of your soul, how hard you're willing to go after something, how much focus you're willing to put in your life, and how often you come back to that level of intensity for who you want to be.
You have to make a decision that nobody in your position will outwork you.
Some people run faster, swim better, but mentality is mentality. You're not going to outwork me, so I'm going to catch up somewhere.
If you are not that talented, you can beat them with time. You can get to the spot before they get to the spot. Get your butt up and get there.
Every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. So now you got to go out and show them that I'm a different creature. Now, because I'm pissed off for greatness. Because if you ain't pissed off for greatness, that means you okay with being mediocre. There ain't no man in here okay with being just basic.
I dare you to exhaust yourself. I dare you to leave every single thing on the field one season. Everything. Walk off exhausted.
Wins and losses come a dime a dozen. But effort, nobody can judge effort. Because effort is between you and you. Effort ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
I want you to know when you dream your dream that there are other people who are dreaming the exact same dream. When you said to yourself, this is what I want to accomplish, you're not the only person that wants to accomplish it. And now I ask you this question, what do you do when 1,000 other people want exactly what you want? What do you do when you're not the only one that wants to make $1 million in your company? You're not the only one that wants to be a CEO. What if you're not the only one that wants what you want? What if there are thousands of other people who want what you want? You have to outwork them. You gotta get up earlier. You gotta stay up later. You gotta execute, and you gotta go from 70 to 120.
How many of you can honestly look yourself in the mirror and say, I am doing my best? Because if you can, you're fucking lying to yourself. Your job right now and how you execute that job is going to create the success habits that you're going to need down the road. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If it's making fries, if you ain't making the best motherfucking fries every fucking time, guess what? You ain't gonna fucking make it. If you can't sweep the warehouse floor better than the next guy, you ain't gonna fucking make it. Because here's the truth. Losers always talk about how they hate to lose, but they don't do anything about it. But you know what winners do? Winners will do whatever the fuck it takes. Winners will show up and stay late every fucking day until they're winning. Winners will talk to anybody they can that can help them and take the lessons to heart and put them in play. Losers talk about hating to lose. Losers say they hate to lose. Losers talk about how they want to win. Winners do what the fuck it takes. And that means beating the next guy. If you aren't going to work at your job every day and looking at all the other motherfuckers and thinking, dude, I'm going to beat the shit out of all of you, you don't have what it takes. Winners want to be the best. Winners have pride in being dominant amongst their teammates.
All men are created equal. Some just work harder. You want to know what it takes to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. It's what goes on when the cameras go off. Hard work, determination, and grit. You will not outwork me. I will get up earlier than you. I will go to sleep later than you. I will put in more hours than you. I will read more than you. I will grow. I will do whatever it takes. You gotta eat it, you gotta drink it, you gotta sleep it, like it has to consume who you are. And if you're gonna be the best, the cream of the crop, if you're gonna be the apex, you gotta be it, not talk about it.
People know when they think about this area, that's something you do. That you eat and sleep that. And that you do that. You do that. And people know it.
You gotta be it. It has to consume you. It has to take over you. That when I see you without even knowing you, I ought to be able to look at you, and from your ethos, I ought to see you are the best of the best. I ought to know what you're doing without you saying one word. It ought to illuminate from you.
You've got to work on it. When other folk are having a good time, you've got to have the strength of character to concentrate, to read, to digest information,
The stronger your mindset is, the greater your skill set is going to be. Michael and Kobe weren't the greatest athletes, but their mindset is what separates those individuals.
Separate yourself. You playing against other teams and you doing exactly what they're doing. Separate yourself. Stop doing what they doing. If you stop doing what they doing, you're going to be a champion. Stop following. No more following. No more doing what everybody else is doing. Set the doggone standards. It's time for y'all to set the standard.
We can't be complacent and we can't take our foot off the enemy's throat. We are going to be relentless. We are not going to give him the chance to regroup. He will not get the chance to recover. We are not going to stop until there is nothing left to pursue.
You've got to do more. You've got to become valuable. You've got to understand that what you get paid to do is the minimum. And everything on top of that is your investment in your future.
Get out of bed, come here in the morning. Going for it, everyone else is sleeping. Put yourself in the opportunity to get that break. So the more you throw against the wall, something will eventually stick. It doesn't stick dreaming about it. The first step into making a dream a reality is waking the f*** up.
I was never the strongest guy. I'm not the fastest guy. Not the smartest guy. But I will work, and I will work hard. I will be up when my competitor's asleep. I will be up when my enemy is curled up in bed. I will be up getting after it, and I recommend that you do the same.
People always say, you gotta love the work. You gotta love what you do. You don't have to love what you do. You gotta be fucking addicted to what you do. You gotta be addicted to winning. You cannot work short hours. You gotta work long hours. You gotta work smarter and you gotta work fucking harder. It's the work that you put in, the time and effort, the dedication, the hours that nobody else saw here, the sacrifices. You have to be disciplined. You have to be obsessive. You have to be addicted to the result.
At the end of the day, the person that will surrender is the person that didn't work as hard as the other person. You gotta work harder than the other person. So just when you felt like you did that last rep and your muscles are saying, I can't do no more reps, you saying, yeah, you got to do one more. Because right now, while you quitting, he might be doing 5 more. While you quitting and giving up, while you saying, all right, I did enough, it's time to rest, he might just be getting in his zone.
If you want to be great, you want to be the baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you're going to be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes. It takes every second of your fucking life. Anybody says balance? Yeah, balance is important for a lot of fucking people. But if you want to fucking go to that edge where people do not like you, don't understand you, you're in that spot of obsession and drive.
To be the best in the world at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of energy and strength that you have to pull it off.
I do things to separate myself from everybody. The passion that I have when I speak, the grind that I have when I do what I do. What are you gonna do to separate yourself?
If you ain't got more heart than me, if you ain't been working harder than me, if you ain't sacrificed more than me, I'm gonna destroy you. And I'm not retreating. I'm not running. I don't care what they say on paper. I don't care how many games you won. We live by this and we die by this. We don't retreat.
You're not giving 120. You're giving 70. You're giving 60. And you want what these people who've given sweat, who's giving blood, who's giving tears, you want what they paid for, and it ain't free. It has everything to do with what time you wake up. It has everything to do with how you eat. It has everything to do with how you work out, how you prepare. It has every single thing to do with how you think. And when you want it as bad as you want to breathe says, I'm willing to make any sacrifice. I'm willing to go through any pain. I'm willing to go through any suffering. I'm willing to go through whatever it takes. So when I get in there and it's me and him one-on-one, that I guarantee you at the end of it, I won't be the one that surrenders. And if you're going to be the best, the cream of the crop, if you're going to be the apex, you got to be it. It has to consume you.
You can't get out of something that you're not willing to put into it. You have to put your everything, your mind, your energy, your effort, your discipline. Nothing is going to jump out the fire. If you don't throw something in there, it's not going to happen.
You got to learn how not to give up or how not to give in. And you got to understand that greatness is within you. And you got to pull it out. You got to climb every mountain. You got to climb. You got to. But whatever you do, you cannot give up. You cannot give in. Nobody ever said it would be easy. I know greatness is within you, and you got what it takes.
I don't care what it costs. I will do whatever it takes to win.
I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. And I will succeed.
I'm speaking to the people who want more, the people who want to be the fucking pinnacle, the people who want to be accomplished, the people who want to make a fucking difference. You guys are going to have to go all the fuck in.
Make a 100% commitment to give the best effort you've ever given to outwork, out-improve, out-strategize, outlast like never before.
You can't be motivated anymore. You don't need others to motivate you. You have to be self-motivated.
You have to dedicate every fucking breath, every fucking ounce of energy, and every fucking thought and effort that you possibly have in your heart to becoming what it is you want to be.
If you really want to make an impact, you're going to get a lot of judgment. You're going to get a lot of hate. People are going to just diss on you. People are going to say, who do you think you are? If no one thinks you're crazy, you're not yet operating to the outer limits of your potential.
I actually appreciate my haters. My haters keep me grinding. I tell them all the time, if you want to pay attention to success, watch me. A lion never negotiates with a hyena. He ain't waking up in the morning and saying, I'm gonna go hang out with some hyenas. Cause he don't concern himself with the conversations of hyenas. An eagle flies at a certain altitude, and the only other bird flies at that altitude is another eagle. So if he find himself flocking with pigeons, he may be flying too low. See, sometimes we asking ourselves, why my friends treating me like this? You hanging out with pigeons. Why they talking about me like this? Man, you hanging out with pigeons. Eagles ain't got time to gossip. Kings don't gossip. Fools party, kings celebrate.
I might not be the fastest, the strongest, the smartest, none of that crap, but I'll outwork your ass and I flat out want it more than you. It's relentlessness, man. It's pushing past barriers. It's every time you get somewhere, it's wanting to go to the next level.
You guys are entitled to What you're entitled to is an opportunity to show up and be your best. Everyone's like, oh, Craig, you're lucky. You got this, Craig, you're lucky. Everything you do is luck. Bullshit, because before it was luck. It was a belief. And every day with no one watching at 5 in the morning by myself, I trained it because I believed in it. In hopes that one day my trained ability collided with an opportunity to show it off. That's what luck is. That's what success is. Nothing subjective in there. It's all you.
You gotta look at how much you're working. You gotta look at how much effort you're making, the intention you're putting out there.
You gotta go where nobody else wants to go. You gotta work the hours nobody else wants to hours.
You have to resolve yourself today that you're going to dominate, that you're not average and ordinary. There has to become a point where you make a decision. We're gonna dominate. We're here to win. We are not here to play. And that takes some intestinal fortitude. I'm where I'm at because I just flat decided I'm gonna be a player. I decided at some point I get to choose who I am. The world doesn't tell me who I am. I write these chapters.
You don't need the world's permission. You don't need anyone's fucking permission to be great. Only permission you need is from that motherfucker who stares at you back in the mirror every day and a willingness to do the hard fucking work longer, harder, and better than anyone. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy another success program looking for the secret recipe that doesn't exist? Or are you gonna go do something right fucking now and do something that brings you closer to greatness? That's your choice.
If you're going to make it, you've got to be willing to be the outlier. The weird one. Forget about fitting in. Forget about socializing with everyone. You need to stand out. When people don't understand you, you're doing it right.
It's time to stay focused, man.
It is time. It is time to go from mediocre to meteoric.
It's time to decide clubs, partying, trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you not clubbing like every time I text you and invite you to go do something fun and cool, you always studying? Because I'm trying to get it. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you gonna fly.
When you are misunderstood to the point where people think you're psycho and you're nuts and you're this and that, why are you in the fucking gym at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning? What's wrong? When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive.
To be the best at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of fucking energy and strength that you have to pull it off. And it takes being fucking obsessed to where people think you're crazy.
You still got work to do. Stay on that basketball court. Stay on that football field. All the homies texting and calling and trying to make you feel bad about being so focused. It's grind season, homie. It's not about today. It's about the future. Do the work now, and all of the shit that you could ever want to do for your family, your kids, your loved ones, it's all going to be on a whole nother stratosphere.
You got to come out your comfort zone, because your comfort zone is the deadliest place you will ever be. You should never feel comfortable. You should be happy and dissatisfied.
You might outwork me for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, but you ain't gonna beat me over a year. You can't outwork me over 2 years. I'm gonna get you eventually. I'm a dripping damn faucet. I just keep coming at you. I'm too damn tough to give up. Most people half-ass half their life all the time. I knew they were gonna get tired. They were gonna get down. They quit improving themselves. They start sleeping in. I'm not gonna do that stuff. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna keep getting wide. I'm gonna stay relentless.
If you want to show me you want to win that bad, pack your calendar. You pack your calendar, that's how you show the world that you want to win, because everything is based off of activity.
It's very hard when you go up against somebody that shows up every flipping day, where you sit there and say, take a damn week off, go on vacation. Why don't you slow down for a day or a month or 2 months or 3 months? Please, let me catch up. Because hungry people, they're just more urgent than everybody else.
Oh, you don't need to work on weekends. Why do you work so hard at night? Why do you get up so early and do that? Why do you train so hard? Why are you reading all these books when we're out drinking beer?
When you're obsessed, they're like, why are you gonna be so crazy? Why can't you be satisfied? Why do you always gotta get things so perfect? Why do you spend so much time here? When you're obsessed, people think you're nuts.
Anybody ever tell you, hey, look, just be satisfied with what you got? No, don't believe them. Get them away from me. Because the attempt to get more makes you into something better.
While they go party, you grind. While they go spend their money, you go make it. While they criticize and make fun of you, you work endlessly to shut them up with your results. Don't kill them with kindness. Torture them with success. The best revenge is massive success.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to pull up information here for the stream, but yeah, we're getting started now. We're just getting the matches pulled up here. I just gotta look at the schedule, see which matches exactly are week 3 matches. Tylord versus Potato. Ice versus Serp. Ollie Boy versus my boy Blue. Snowy Karama versus Seb. It's MLG Poplio, right? Where's Snowy Karama? Bro, I swear to God, I feel like I've seen this game like 15 times. I feel like I've seen this game 15 times now. My own match. We got Neji. Neji's got a great team. Then we got King Darius. King Darius versus Fagos. That should have a Chandelure in the matchup. All right, and that is it. That is us ready to rock this week. So I'll give you guys a little preview what we're working with here. I don't like the way my camera looks. What if my camera looked like that? Would that be better? We just gotta lower this a little bit. Oh, all right. So let me give you guys a little sneak preview of some of the matches we're watching today. Let me know if that looks good. Let me know if that looks good. We're gonna go ahead and end the Q&A section, and then we're gonna go ahead and start a poll. So, let me get you guys excited. First off, of my 2 losses going into week 3, both of them face each other. Matcha Gyacha and FSF Ice Ick. They're both playing against each other. Very exciting. Number 2, Ollie Boy versus Speedy Blue. Yeah, it's a match. Of the matches, that's one of the all-time matches. And we got Snowy Karama versus MLG Poplio, which, as I said in the pre-stream, I feel like I've seen this match 15 times at this point. I can't put my finger on why. I just feel like I've seen this already. We have my own match. Sean Bon Jovi versus MC. Of course, gonna put myself in the good guy slot. And we're excited. We're excited for that. But that's not it. We also have Neji Boston versus Goat Dozo. I think Goat Dozo is one of the people most well equipped to deal with Neji. However, Neji's a great player with a great team, and he's going to have to play hard to get that W. Then we have King Darius versus Luck is Supremacy. King Darius is one of the new players. This is their first week. They adopted a team in the middle of the season with a losing record, and they intend to turn that franchise around and cash out a couple of victories. On top of that, we have a second brand new player, Tylord966, a personal friend of mine, as it were, who I have seen I've seen them in 3 draft leagues. They have competed in 3 total draft leagues. In their first draft league, semifinal appearance. In their second draft league, in their first draft league, runner-up. They went to the championship match and they lost to yours truly, myself. And then they were the champion the next year and the champion the year after that. So, very exceptional career, and I believe they plan to make a name for themselves in their first public draft league. And I believe that is it. So, where do we want to start? I think we start with FSF. Now, let's start off with a fun and exciting one. FSF Ice versus Matcha Gacha. Let's shake this protein shake up, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, man, I'm excited. Let me get some music going for you, fellas. Let me get some good music going before we kick off this stream. And let me mute my microphone so you don't have to hear my shaker. It would be smart to unmute your microphone before you get started. But other than that, I believe we are ready to rock on this stream. Anyone with me? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Raise this up a little bit. My name is Sean Bon Pokemon, and I'm the only channel to make Draft League videos while stucking at Draft League. Today we're going to analyze a few replays, and let's see how these matches go. Alright. First up, we have FSF Ice Ick versus Matcha Gacha. And both of these players have already beaten me. One 6-0'd me, Ice Ick, Matcha Gacha disqualified myself too. So I'm very excited to see how these two sort of match up. Now, I won't lie to you. I have already seen this match, and it is exciting. So strap on your seatbelts. You're in for a fast one. We get a lead Rotom Wash versus a Weavile. Rotom could go for a burn, or a Thunder Wave. And he ends up going for a Volt Switch, just sort of pivoting out, sort of expecting the Weavile to switch. You know, you definitely don't want to get status on your Weavile turn 1. And, a lucky turn 1 for Matcha, as the Thunder Wave misses on Regice and the Ice Beam manages to secure that KO. Now that's going to be very useful. At the very least, he should have wanted, to get that paralysis down. But now his speed control has already been taken care of, and this team might not look like it, but it can be very fast. 379, 350, and Gouging Fire at 309 likes to Dragon Dance. So paralysis would have been nice, and losing it so early kind of looks bad. And now Blaziken's looking in shape to sweep. So let's sort of review how that happened so quickly. Check this out. The Ice Beam takes out the Electrode Hisuian, and then Blaziken comes in for free after it dies. Gets the Swords Dance. Blaziken has Speed Boost, which gives it a Speed Boost at the end of every turn. And with just that, it's able to KO a Rotom. I'm surprised. Can someone show me the calcs on what like a max defense Rotom takes versus this Blaziken? I'm surprised it's not fully physically invested, or I guess I should say I'm surprised it can't just hang on. Let's see. Flare Blitz takes down the Uxie with plenty of chip for the Blaziken. Now he brings out the Regice. Terra Fairies does absolutely nothing. If anything, he just burned his Terra, but I think he knows he's in a bad position. What he ended up doing was getting enough chip on the Blaziken by forcing the Flare Blitz that Meowscarada could come in and Sucker Punch for the KO. Very smart. But FSF's extremely hyper-offensive team is able to just drop an Enamorus, which easily KOs with Moonblast, and takes out the Meowscarada. He switches in the Gouging Fire and then switches in the Gengar, a double switch, which didn't really seem all that valuable. Maybe he was trying to force the Enamorus out, but all it ended up doing was chipping his Gengar. Sludge Bomb on the Weavile does a huge portion of damage, ends up switching into the Dragapult. And what is the Dragapult gonna do? He survives 2 Sludge Bombs now, gets poisoned, Dragon Darts KOs the Gengar, and a Curse Body disables the D-Darts. So this Dragapult's doing nothing, ends up going for a DD, as the Gouging Fire DDs as well. Looks like, the Hex, not doing it. Could have hexed twice, I guess, gotten the chip down. As Necrozma comes out, does he die to Dragon Claw? Not enough. There it is. Maybe he should have went for the Hex on the Gengar so that he could Dragon Darts the Gouging Fire. That maybe would have wrapped up the game a little bit quicker. As we see Weavile comes out. Oh my gosh. The Gouging Fire actually manages to counter sweep. Let's do a quick rerun on what happened there. So they start Dragon Dancing back and forth. Looks like Dragapult's just trying to get his Dragon Darts back, really. As the Gouging Fire manages to tank all of those hits, boost to the absolute top, and then secure KOs on everything, even surviving the priority Ice Shard. If he had hexed even a second time, I believe the Gouging Fire would have died. Extremely exciting match. Let's look at the next one. Oh gosh, did I have sound on for that? Okay, I had it muted. Perfect. Happy to see that. Okay. Next, we have Speedy Blue versus Ollie Boy. I have a hard time telling you what Ollie Boy's team is about. Maybe I'm just too bad at this game to see the synergy. It does have a nice array of typings, however. However, Speedy Blue has an extremely strong Sun team. This week featuring Ogerpon Hearthflame. Shocked to see him not bringing his own Chi-Yu. And now, before we start this game, I'd like to remind you that Cyclizar does not have Shed Tail. So, knowing all that, let's see how it plays out. We got Diancie hitting the field, getting knocked off. What does it lose? It loses Leftovers. Now, this is not an item clause league, so it's not a huge deal. Araquanid Shiny looks fantastic, takes a huge chunk from a combination of Moonblast and Power Gem, but does 100% damage with Liquidation versus the Diancie. Tons of chip. Sorry, not tons of chip. It's a KO on a great Pokemon. Volt Switch out on the Cyclizar, a little bit of chip into the Terapagos. Yep, that U-turn's gonna do nothing. What are we gonna see here? What's the Terapagos gonna do? I believe these are typically sort of a double dance situation as he uses Terra Starstorm. Don't ask me what that does. Stellar is confusing. I know Stellar better than a lot of people I know. I still don't really get how half of it works, especially in regards to Terapagos. So we're just seeing a lot of knockoffs coming from Speedy Blue as the Terra Starstorm is just ripping a hole through his opponent. Mach Punch comes out, Vaporeon takes that hit very nicely, Conkeldurr gets successfully burnt. What are we gonna see here? Slowking Galar could potentially, okay, gets Drain Punched, Conk heals a little of his Flame Orb off. A knockoff could be huge damage. Earthquake actually KOs, sorry, all but KOs the Slowking Galar. And the Drain Punch secures that, gives it a little bit of healing back, nothing substantial. But now we're looking at a 4-5 match. Sandy Shocks tanking that with ease and KOs the Conkeldurr. What are we gonna see but Ogerpon Hearthflame? Yep, that's the right switch. Swords Dances, we see that Ogerpon goes first and can survive the Earth Power. Goes for a Horn Leech. I'm surprised to see it was Horn Leech as opposed to a Trailblaze. I would have opted for a Trailblaze because I'm extraordinarily greedy. Ollieboy in the chat looks a bit upset. Can you guys see this on stream? Yeah. Says, guess it comes down to speed tie. So I guess according to his calculations, the Sandy Shock should have been the same speed as Ogerpon Hearthflame. Although I see that as 331 versus 350. Oh no, I see! Oh, I see! They're both max speed Ogerpons. They're both max speed Ogerpons, and the way he played is that water versus fire. Came down to a speed tie, and Ollieboy starts to make his comeback. The Ivy Cudgel Ogerpon manages to get the KO. Power Whip, not KOs, does not connect as Play Rough does. See, this is the power of Play Rough Ogerpon. Here we go. Knockoff KOs the Araquanid. I believe this is wrapped up with a pretty little bow on top. Torkoal ain't surviving this. Super effective damage. GG, Ollieboy. Well played. All right. I think that's going to make a good video, those two little games. I think that was a really good game from Ollieboy and Speedy Blue. I enjoyed that. I don't know what you guys think. Those are two of the best matches we've seen so far. If you liked that, make sure that sounded so rehearsed. Let's get a good clip for the stream or for the YouTube video. I honestly think those were two of the best matches I've seen this season so far. Let me know what you think in the comments and hit that sub button. There we go. Now I don't have to voice that in later. I can just edit that into the video like a real professional YouTuber. But a real professional, they wouldn't even tell you what they were doing. Now, I'm trying to figure out what the best way to arrange these next few matches is. I'm thinking I'm gonna do Snowy Kurama and me. So what we're gonna do next, I'm gonna tease this, then go Snowy. And then maybe if I feel like it's fast enough, we'll go into Neji. But I wanna make our two newcomers to the league, this match and this match, I want to make these like their own video. So we might split this stream up into like 3 videos next week. I think that would be really cool. Hey, what's up guys? I see we got 3 viewers in the stream today. Welcome, welcome. I think a lot of you guys are new. A lot of you guys just found my channel. So welcome, hello. We just had a little boon. So I think next up is me then Snowy Kurama. How's everyone doing today? Sure. Good week of draft, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sean Bond Showdown, and I have quite a few replays for you. One, including my own, let me give you a brief little teaser of this. I had a huge match this week, extremely exciting, but before we get into that, I want to talk about Snowy Kurama versus MLG Popplio, one of the most hyper-offensive teams in the league. We're talking Terrain, Sneasler, and Deoxys. That's HO, baby. versus Stall. We're talking Clefable, Avalugg, Blastoise, Chansey, Perchant, Jirachi. This is Fire and Ice, Hell versus Heaven. This is the match I've been waiting to see. And let's just dig in. Let's get after it. So we have a lead Excadrill versus a Jirachi. Great lead for Snowy Kurama. Ends up revealing a Balloon. And I think that's a bad decision. Balloon is a very temporary item, and in a stall match, you're going to want to grind. He ends up revealing Terra Flying to avoid those earthquakes potentially, or maybe to resist Sneasler. Jirachi doing no kind of chip on Blastoise. Rillaboom switches in, maybe into a critted crunch that lowers his defense. The best possible RNG for MLG Popplio by turn 4. So he goes back into the Avalugg, ends up losing his heavy-duty boots, so now if Kurama can get his rocks up, he's going to be able to do a ton of chip to a Terra Flying Avalugg. Comfey comes out. What's he plan to do with this? Maybe a Calm Mind boost of sorts? Alluring Voice. Okay, Terra Stellar Comfey. Very interesting. Ice, welcome to the chat, man. It's good to see you. He gets a U-turn. You see U-turn on a lot of utility Pokemon in Draft League. I always think that's cool because you don't really see that on the ladder. So who just got knocked off? Air Balloon was popped. As I said, you know, it just wasn't very valuable. And in versus a stall team that's gonna grind, you want something better than Balloon. That just wasn't gonna be valuable. So Sean Frost used Rapid Spin, Iron Head. Oof, that was bad. That was bad. I'm gonna replay these last couple turns. So Stealth Rocks go up, Iron Head crits for 26% damage, Rapid Spin removes it. Now we got a speed boosted. Iron Head still doing no type of damage as the Body Press KOs. Yeah, he looks like he almost didn't even prep for Avalugg if he was willing to Iron Head into it twice. Here we go. Okay, we got a Psycho boost into the Jirachi doing no type of damage. Is this a really long game? I hope not. As we go Body Slam, secures a Paralysis. It's not looking good for Snowy Kurama. I could easily see this turning into an hour-long game, if we're being honest. Knockoff, already knocked off. Ice, I'm gonna read your comment in a second after this battle. I'll let you know how it goes. I'll let you know what I thought of your match. We can discuss that. So, all that chip on the Avalugg undone by a single recover. It's just not looking good. The Terra Blast doing nothing to his signature Empoleon, the Primrose. 50 turns long-ish. Okay, let's skip. Fast forward. How does this go? Yeah, I don't like to cover long matches on my team. Come on. It's just I have like this fast-paced commentary style, and it does not fit. So we're gonna skip to the next match, me versus MC. But before we do that, I'd like to take a second to talk to you, Ice, because you left me a little comment. What'd you say to me? You said, I rewinded for my part. Hex didn't kill, I don't think, but I just forgot about Cursed Body being a thing because I was playing so fast. Dude, I hear you. Constantly forgetting about Cursed Body. And every time I see it proc, I'm just like, oh. Cursed Body is one of those things, it's like Focus Blast that misses when you need it to hit. Cursed Body triggers when you really need it to not trigger. Lucky I didn't cover one of Pony's. Who's Pony? Is that a Lunar Draft League player? Yeah, so, what was that, MLG Popplio? They'll be lucky. They'll be lucky if I cover their matches. But they have some power. Don't they have, like, Roaring Moon and Landorus and Rotom or something like that? Isn't that their squad? Yeah, the Curse and the Poison just threw you off. Yeah, that was a complex endgame that you were kind of facing. And if you're playing fast, you know, you're going to make mistakes in that situation. But, I mean, obviously you know that. You got a better record than me, so I can't talk shit. Yeah, Lunar, their game was like 112. Yeah, I think I was actually there for that match. I think I was chirping in the comment section. I just happened to catch that. You can run those mons defensively. Yeah, you can do, what have I seen? Like Jawlock, Covert, Cloak, Roost, Roaring Moon with like Dragon Dance. Crazy. I guess the idea is you just trap your opponent with Jawlock and then Dragon Dance as much as you can and Roost whenever you get close to dying, and then hopefully, you know, your max offense before they're able to kill you, and then you just sweep from there. Yeah, I've been playing too fast recently with my games. I need to slow it down. Choked my last 2. Oh, you've got 2 losses now. Oh, did you lose to MC last week? Because I think you guys played, right? That was a really long match. You guys were just playing the utility game at the beginning. I think it was just like Fortress versus Electrode the whole time. Yeah, Jawlock's a pretty fun move. All right, I'd like to get started on this next match. So if you're not keeping up with the Draft League, this is me on the left, Sean Bon Jovi, versus MC, one of the best Reign Draft League teams I have ever seen. I mean, it just looks like a perfect draft. And this is an important match to me. I lost my first week 6-0. I disqualified myself in an embarrassing way week 2. And so in my head, I'm thinking, I need a win. I gotta prove myself. That's where my head is at. And I'm going up against one of the moderators of this league. And I feel like if I win here, you know, that's a statement. That says, hey, I'm here to play. So I want you to know that going into this game, I'm playing with my heart and my soul, okay? So, it's been a while, so it's almost like I'm watching this for the first time with you. Let's see how I play. We get a Tornadus versus an Ogerpon, and I want you to pay close attention to that Tornadus. It becomes very important early on. We both decide to switch. We got our Steel types out, his Dragon versus my Fairy. He goes for another switch. I take this as an opportunity to Thunder Wave. And you're going to see I play with Thunder Wave a lot in this match. I paralyze the Pelipper. I get rocks down in the Fortress. I paralyze the Fortress. I believe he tries to Rapid Spin here, but fails. Next turn, I knock off his Fortress as he gets those rocks off. I'm playing well. I'm getting my way a lot, but I'm not making a lot of progress. I'm just kind of setting myself up for later. I'm not making offensive progress. I'm making utility progress. Anyway, he's locked into Rapid Spin, so I think, hey, now's a good time to try and get my speed boost. He goes into the Urshifu. I don't want to die. So Gastrodon gets a nice Storm Drain boost, taking the Surging Strikes. Trailblaze hurts a ton. I lower its offensive power with Chilling Water, which does damage. Not a lot, but it does some. He tries to, you know, take that weight off his shoulders. He Swords Dances. As the Surging Strikes come, hit the Tinkaton for a ton of damage as I paralyze it. Now, that's a max defense Tinkaton. You're not normally taking that unless you do that. So what I do is I Thunder Wave it, which slows it down and allows me to get Encore. I go first. I lock it in. I get super lucky, right? I get super lucky in that he's paralyzed when he's supposed to click Surging Strikes and kill me. If he killed me, I probably would have gone probably Toxtricity and probably Discharged. But instead, I know he's going to Surging Strikes again. I go back into Kurama, my Gastrodon, and I recover. I'm saying he's either going to attack me or he's going to switch. Either way, I heal up. Pelipper is paralyzed again. I'm getting a ton of favorable paralysis. He has no ground types. I feel like my Volt Switch is free. I end up giving him a defense boost. Out comes Ogerpon Cornerstone. He does have Sturdy, so no matter what, his Body Press isn't going to kill. It didn't even need to trigger that. Leech Seed comes in and gives me a little bit of healing. Here is where the game could have changed based on my prep. Originally, I had Substitute, and I could have just Sub-Seed stalled this Archeralodon out. I ended up swapping it out for Encore later on. I can't remember why I made that switch, but Substitute would have actually been better. I could have done a lot of chip damage via Leech Seed and ended up with a Substitute at the end of it. Here we go. We try an Earth Power. I want to snipe that Archeralodon, but the Tornadus comes in and clicks that Nasty Plot as I decide to recover. Fatal mistake. Fatal mistake as he gets a +2 boost on a 375 speed Pokemon. I healed. And then he gets a KO. I got no value out of that turn. I go into my Scarfed Toxtricity hoping to snipe this thing. Fatal mistake number 2. At the beginning of these matches, you get to see your opponent's Terra types right here. I forgot about that. I was not watching his Terra types. Watch what happens. He goes Terra Ground. That's the second week now where I have been hurt badly by Terra Ground, and I should have seen it coming. He was immune. Terra Blast takes me out, and now I'm stuck in a very difficult position. This Tornadus is well prepared to sweep my team. He KOs Gambit, it KOs Tinkaton, it KOs my Cornerstone. I have to pray. And the Lord answers my prayer. The Hurricane misses, I get a Calm Mind. Now if the Hurricane hits, I can survive it. Because I get to do another Calm Mind. It still does 80%. I would have lost had he not missed. And I get to snipe him with stored power. We're making a turnaround. This game is going well. Floatzel forces me out with Aqua Jet. Tinkaton, is it able to take it? 18%. It can take it a second time. What does he do? He switches. That makes me think that was probably a choice banded Floatzel. We get our rocks up again. I try and paralyze it. I'm thinking Pelipper's probably switching or killing me. I'm saying, okay, go ahead and kill me. Or switch. And I'll paralyze something else. But he seems like he wants to die too. He ends up U-turning. I'm just spamming Thunder Wave at this point. Kind of a tricky position. Because I didn't want to let anything die or take chip from Pelipper, because Pelipper could kill just about everything on my team. Espatra and Cornerstone, and I need to keep King Gambit healthy for later in the match. So that was a tough position to be in. I get paralysis on Archeralodon. He electro shots. How do I get myself out of this position? I go Cornerstone and I get my seed back up. Body press KOs, but now I have a leech seed. And what do I do here? I go King Gambit. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so I Swords Dance because I knew he would body press. I have a Chople Berry, cuts the damage in half. I'm able to survive, get some leech seed recovery, boost up, and KO with Brick Break. So that went very well for me. Fortress, I believe he Thunder Waves here as I continue to boost. I need to be able to KO this thing in as few turns as possible. Brick Break doesn't KO. He Volt switches into Pelipper, and I believe I start picking up some Sucker Punch KOs here at the end of the game that make my stat sheet look a little bit better. In comes the Urshifu Rapid, paralyzed, and KO'd with Iron Head. I figured if he Aqua Jetted, if he clicked Aqua Jet, then, you know, he beats my Sucker Punch. So I just had to outright attack, and then him getting fully paralyzed gave me, you know, the best case scenario. Was I really defiant? That's embarrassing. Don't talk about the fact that I was not Supreme Overlord. That entirely changed the game, because I could have just, if I was actually Supreme Overlord, I probably could have Katao cleaved and won at the end. That's really embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. I cannot believe that I'm gonna have to post this. Here we go. He ends up cursing, very smart. I guess that proves that he wasn't choice banded like I had originally theorized. His wave crashes are enough to secure a victory versus my team. He actually ends up just Aqua Jetting, so well played, my friend. Now, those of you who are watching may be thinking, Sean, you got so lucky with paralysis, and while that is true, I'd like to remind you that I paralyzed 5/6 of his team, so I expect a few paralyses. It is funny. No, it is. It's hilarious. God, I can't believe I did that too. I'm usually pretty good about checking my abilities. Because I think several leagues ago that I competed in, it showed Life Orb. Is it Lorb? Yeah. It's sometimes hard for me to catch those in replay when I'm like doing everything really fast. But like, obviously if I'm in a match and I'm taking my time calculating these turns, I'm gonna notice a Life Orb on the Floatzel. Where's my brain at? Where's my brain? What was I just talking about? Oh yeah, several leagues ago, I had gotten to the playoffs. I think I might have won this league. And I remember I had Aurora Veil, Alolan Ninetales, and I forgot to put Snow Warning on it. So I ended up not getting to use Aurora Veil at all. That was embarrassing. And ever since then, I've been like scarred and always make sure to double check my my abilities. But I guess not this week. Gonna have to remember, King Gambit needs to be Supreme Overlord, or I'm screwing myself. I also would have KO'd Fortress sooner with that, so my differential would be 1 point better. Okay, believe we have one more match, the Neji match I want to watch. But before we watch Neji, yeah, I accidentally loaded up a team with the wrong set before, so I always triple check. Yeah, it's good practice. I mean, I think we've all done it. We've all done it. All right, so you guys ready for the cringe YouTube intro for a third time, just so I don't have to edit as much later? Let me think of one off the top of my head. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sean Bond Draft League, and I'm here to analyze some replays, and I have 2 exciting ones for you this week. Our league has picked up 2... Oh, no, wait, hold up. I like to do this full screen. One more time. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sean Bond Draft League, and I have 2 exciting replays for us to analyze. Let me show you what we're dealing with. We got this Suicune, Chandelure, very well-balanced team versus a brand new team, King Darius. Let me put King Darius a little more on the screen for you. King Darius is brand new to our league, has adopted this team, and it has lost 2 games already, but he's looking to turn that record around, so I'm excited to see how that match goes. And the same thing goes for Tylord966. Now, Tylord is a good friend of mine, a personal friend of mine. I've seen him take several championships now, and has performed greatly in all of his matches. He has also adopted a team in this league. Where's my brain going? So we have 2 brand new players who have adopted and changed up teams, and we are going to see how they perform in their debut matches today. Yeah, Sean Bond Draft League. Yeah, sometimes when I'm bored, I like to make fun of my name and just add things to it. My favorite is Sean Bond Testicles, but I guess today we're Sean Bond Draft League. I can't say Sean Bond Testicles too often, though, or I'll get demonetized or something. I don't know. Feel like I shouldn't say it. What match do we want to start with? Should we start with Darius or Tylord? What do we think? I think we're going to start with King Darius. Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting with King Darius in the good guy spot because, we're excited to watch him play. So, we get turn 1, Superior versus Palafin. Obviously, you got to switch out of that. You can't have your Palafin get glared or leaf stormed. As he ends up glaring the Amoonguss. A paralyzed Amoonguss is not too bad. Foul play into the Iron Treads. Doing decent chip, but really nothing game-changing. However, the Giga Drain does a ton. Rocks go up, and they dig into Mandibuzz, who is able to be immune to the Earthquake. Excuse me. Ice Spinner does a decent chunk, but obviously Mandibuzz is extremely tanky and is able to remove the rocks. They go up a second time, and Roost comes out. So we're seeing a bit of a slower game. These Ice Spinners are not doing a lot. We're just kind of worried about these rocks. Both players really want to keep the rocks up. Are we going to see them come out a third time? We do, as Palafin Hero now hits the field. Takes a nasty little Earthquake. Substitute goes up. What are we going to see here? Maybe a Bulk Up? A Jet Punch. KOs. Okay. So we got a Palafin Hero. That's a freaking Groudon stat-wise, hiding behind a Substitute. Superior, able to take the hits very well due to the Terra typing. Leaf Storm, stats go up, takes down the Substitute. Now we got a ball game. Intelligently goes into the Amoonguss. Again, you can't let what is essentially your queen in chess be taken out by this thing so early. If he can find a way around this Superior, then I think we got a ball game. But right now, Luckus Supremacy is in the driver's seat, taking a giant chunk out of Screamtail as these Leaf Storms just keep boosting the stats higher. Amoonguss, chipped by the rocks, KO'd by the Leaf Storm, hangs on, but there's no way it can take another hit. What does he do? Dragon Pulse secures the KO. Both teams now 5-5. Latios comes out, should be able to KO. Maybe a Scarf set. There we go. What's the speed on Superior? Yeah, potentially if that was not a max speed Superior, this could be a Scarf Latios. Booster Energy Iron Valiant forces out the Latios, ends up clicking Calm Mind. Now this Iron Valiant is looking very threatening. Does that KO? It does manage to take out the Screamtail with the Moonblast. The Ice Shard not doing enough to the Iron Valiant as the Moonblast KOs. Is Iron Valiant gonna sweep? I mean, we all know that's what Iron Valiants do. They come in, sweep, Jet Punch, not KOing. Okay. Latios? Nope. Okay. That's game. That's gotta be game, right? Moonblast takes it down. And then Latios, dead, not scarfed. Even if it's scarfed, it's still not outspeeding. Moonblast, GG. Okay, King Darius with their first game, taking an L. That bodes well for me. I play them next week. Stay tuned for that. That's gonna be next week. All right, let's reflect on the chat real quick. John Bombasticals goes hard. I know, I love that name. Tyler says, adopted, more of a hard reboot. I didn't think the team before was bad, but it didn't fit my playstyle. Yeah, it had really good type synergy and type coverage, but I agree, it didn't fit my playstyle either. It didn't look like something either of us would want to run. This current team looks a lot more your style. Obviously, I have more experience than other people in the league playing with you. That's your style team. My only concern is the Manaphy. That's not your style. But Manaphy's good, and I'd like to see you kind of ball hard with it, because I think that'd be really cool. Save Tato's embarrassment for last. Tato? Okay. Here's what we'll do. I want to have Tylord and Darius in the same video. So when I'm in the editing room, I'll put them together. But we'll go Neji before on the stream. I don't like Terra Dragon since it shares the ice weakness. I agree. However, it does give it a boost to its Dragon Pulse. I think dropping the Ursaluna Blood Moon's a little bit of a throw. Yeah, you know, we worked together on building his team, and that was something we were like, you know, people are going to be upset about this. Blood Moon's really good, but with the things that were available on the team, I think we were having a hard time building something that fit Tyler's playstyle and included the Blood Moon. But rest it's fine, low tier Terras are cool. Yeah, I think the Terra, Torterra, nice. I think that thing's really good, as we're gonna see, obviously. Especially with Preview, you can click an ice move against it without worry. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that, but Preview changes it. No Terra Manaphy is a little awkward. It's probably for the Latios. Oh, Terra Dragon for the Latios. That doesn't make sense. Making it weak to Dragon? I guess it makes it hit harder, but I still think a superior Dragon Pulse is going to hit the Latios either way, right? I think Ninetales and BM could have worked real well together. Oh, that's what you mean by BM. Bro, you said BM in the Discord earlier, and I thought you meant Bad Manners. You meant Blood Moon. You said Terra BM. I thought Terra Bad Manners. I thought you were talking about the spreadsheet stuff. You meant no Terra Blood Moon earlier. I get it now. I thought you were talking shit. I misunderstood you. I feel like Greninja is a shell of its former self, used to be so damn good. That's true. That's true. Greninja was super overvalued, especially if you're not using it as a Terra user, kind of like my King Gambit. It's overvalued if I'm not using it as a Terra user. Greninja just sucks. Well, no, you outspeed and get a range, maybe? Yeah. I'd have to look at the calcs for that. Really wanted to keep the Zapdos, probably my biggest regret dropping it. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't fucking love Zapdos? Thing's just hella consistent and hella good. Bowel movement, BM bowel movement. I've had Blood Moon in a different league for 8 weeks and it's a pain to write. Let me show you my other draft league that I'm in. I'm in what we call the Scumbag League, which is a league, like a personal friends league. And we call it the Scumbag League because everybody's just a dick to each other. And it's just a lot of shit talking. Someone DM'd me a private photo of a toilet with the name Sean Bon Jovi written across it. And they said, I wrote your name here so I can shit on you before and during our match. So yeah, we call it the Scumbag League. They're not great, but it's fun. Let me show you the team I rocked in the Scumbag League this week. Scumbag League this week. Replays, scheduling. Oh no, it was a personal DM that I sent it. Pokemon Showdown. Here we go. Yeah, we got Alright. Aang's Iceberg. This is a I know you can't see it. This is a Hisuian Avalugg here. Avalanche, Body Press, Gyro Ball, Recover. And then Ursaluna. So this league has stupid rules where you get every form of a Pokemon. So if you get Rotom, you get every Rotom. I have Ogerpon, so I get every Ogerpon. I have Ursaluna, so I get Ursaluna Blood Moon and Ursaluna Base. And this week we ran sort of a Trick Room setup. SSX, Tricky, Encore, Healing Wish, Trick Room, Carbink, and then this last slot is a Ditto. It's a Ditto, you know what the set is. So... oh my god, Astromurph is here. What's up, brother? Yo, everybody say what's up to my brother in the chat. Pokemon replays. Make sure this is set up right. Yeah, everything is stupidly expensive. It's a bitch to prep for, and that's why you'll see I have things like Carbink in the back. Dude, the other things in my team are like Hisuian Golem, or yeah, I think so. Believe it or not, I think they're both 8 points, but we only get 25 points. So I spent more than half of my points on those two. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. It's that league, it's not well ran. I'm gonna be honest. That's why I don't like stream it or record it. It's a shit show. Having fun though, because it's with a bunch of friends. Protein shake tastes like asshole, like actual asshole. I think we're playing Neji next, and then Tylord last. So, what a weird tiering system. Yeah. Tell me about it. The entire league is built. The entire league is built by hand by a dude who has about an hour's worth of experience with Pokemon Showdown. I mean, and he took no input from anyone. He was just like, I'm starting the draft league. We were like, please don't. Okay. So Neji here has one of the most frightening teams in the league, if I'm being honest, with Chien-Pao, Gliscor, Zamazenta, Walking Wake. This is just a horrifying team. Versus Goat Dozo, who doesn't have the best team, but I feel like Goat Dozo has one of the best teams to deal with Neji. Like, I feel like it's just very made for dealing with Neji. But Neji's also a good player, so not only does Goat have to bring this team, build it right, but he's got to play his heart out. So, Neji in the bad guy spot, Overdog always in the bad guy slot. Let's see how this game plays out. Oh, he just slammed on his keyboard the nickname Landorus. Stealth Rocks go up, Toxic Spikes go up. We're just going to get a good hazard start. Samurott Hisui, KO'd, game. No spikes. As the Slow King comes out, I think Neji has some Sun, so this might be a chilling reception. Why do I feel like Neji has Sun? I think he has a Ninetales, doesn't he? Knockoff almost KOs the Slow King, able to survive. Gets a Thunder Wave down on Walking Wake. That's huge. You need to slow that thing down, but you also need to slow down the rest of the team. So save that Slow King for later. Trigger the Regenerator. He brings out the Darkspawn. His whole team is getting poisoned. He's got no removal. Flip turn into the Gliscor. Gets the Toxic Orb off. Wishes. Is he going to try and heal someone? Maybe the Gliscor? What's he go for here? Who's he switch into? Does he take it for himself? Switches into the Weezing roars it out, manages to secure the heal, and the shiny Zamazenta looks absolutely gorgeous and does no kind of damage to the Darkspawn, who continues to roar, continues to chip down his opponent with Stealth Rocks. What is he looking for? What is the end game look like for our friend here? If he can deal with the Chien Pao, maybe we can see some sort of Shadow Ball, Spooky Nay, reverse sweep, but he's gonna need to remove that Chien Pao first, and also the Ursaring, who's a normal type and is gonna be able to eat up that Shadow Ball for days. Ice Punch versus the Ursaring, this is one of the key pieces he needs to remove. Terra Ground Earth Power does 0 damage. Does Ursaring get to hold the Eviolite now that Ursaluna has been released? Oh gosh, that thing's gonna be tanky, isn't it? A huge Ice Beam removes the Wheezing, very good thing to remove. Kind of takes, lets Kyurem get a little more off the leash, but, the Poison chipped it down, and the Ice Shard from Chien Pao secures the KO. Darkspawn again, Gliscor comes out, do we see Roar? He wishes again. Oh, this is looking tough. Do we think that Neji brought double priority? That means Ice Shard and Sucker Punch on his Chien Pao to deal with Goat. The heal comes true. Do we see another Roar? Terra Steel, wishes again, Terra Blast, not enough to KO. What do we see here? A Body Press and a crit. KO's the Walking Wake. I think Goat Dozo is coming back. I mean, we're talking about a 4-4 match that was looking like a wrap from turn 5. Body Press again, no damage. This, what is this thing even called? Darkspawn refuses to die as he Wish, Protect, heals, roars, body presses. I mean, this is a beautiful Pokemon. I've never seen a Darkspawn put in this much work. This is the single greatest Darkspawn I have ever seen. It is refusing to die. I am thrilled with this match. I would like to see him do something other than stall, though. Does he have pressure? No. He lost his well-baked body. I guess he's just looking for opportunities to body press as they come to him. Because he is actually managing to get some good chip off on the Zamazenta. Taking forever, but he's getting it done. I think he can go for a body press here, maybe. No, he's got a Wish again, doesn't he? Yep, he's got a Wish. He's got to Protect. I think... Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh! He can Wish here. As the Ice Fang misses, he needed that. All right. Darkspawn has literally defeated a box legend Pokemon. That was insane. That is the single greatest Darkspawn I have ever seen, hands down. He can body press this as well. Crunch is doing no type of damage. Darkspawn. I mean, I bet Neji didn't even really prep for this thing. I mean, he did bring Terra Blast on the Walking Wake, but apparently that's not enough for Darkspawn. This is insane. Wow, I am simply blown away by this match. I mean, it's a constant stall. There's not enough to uniquely say here, but I'm thoroughly impressed by Goat Dozo. This is a beautiful, beautiful showcase of Darkspawn. This might be thumbnail material. I think I'm gonna have to upload this match. Maybe, I don't know. This is beautiful. This is my favorite match, and it completely put me at a loss for words. So, it has taken out pretty much everything, and all that is left is the Gliscor and the Chien Pao versus Darkspawn, Spectrier, Landorus, and Slowking. Is that enough? I mean, pretty much the rest of Goat Dozo's team is weak and loses to Chien Pao, who has been roared onto the field. Chien Pao is here to play. He can KO with Ice Shard. What does Goat Dozo do about this? He goes Spectrier. Maybe he has Nope, he just dies. Oh, finally here it is. It's the Chien Pao punishment hour. Oh no. I thought for a second, the way he brought out a Spectrier in front of a Chien Pao had me convinced that he maybe had a Dark Resist Berry on and was expecting to take a Sucker Punch or to take a Shadow Ball or to take a Crunch and maybe rip back. I don't know, Mud Shot or Terra Blast or whatever other of like the two moves. I think it gets Will-O-Wisp maybe a sub-disable situation he was planning on doing. anything but just dying. I mean, he could have went to Landorus and intimidated. It feels like he just kind of threw at the very last second. All that work Darkspawn put in for nothing. Now it's just a grind fest. I mean, how many turns of just grinding are we looking at here? It's Gliscor versus Slowking, it's grind, it's Chien Pao, and it's game. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, that was a crazy match. That was a crazy, crazy, crazy match. Did anyone... Okay, Ice, I know you were there. Did anyone see that coming when this match started? I mean, I'm just completely at a loss for words. And I feel like I need to take a break before we get into our next match. Tylord versus Potato Z4. The real owner of the Draft League. Whew. It was a weird one. Super weird. I enjoyed that match. I don't know if that's going to make a YouTube video just because I had nothing interesting to say. But that was crazy. That was crazy. Maybe I'll, yeah, not the real owner. Okay, you guys have me so confused with who runs this league. I'm pretty sure he's the owner. You're the head mod and MC's a mod? Thought there was a better plan with the horse. I thought there was a better plan with the horse too. Maybe a Dark Resist, sub disable. I think Spectrier gets Will-O-Wisp. That might be hopeful thinking. Anything but just dying. That was ridiculous. He's a Cohen. So you run it, you do all the work. He's the owner in name? I'm so confused. Thought the horse would be better. Yeah, man, that was fun though. I'm so happy to be streaming again. It is really fun. This is something I enjoy. Oh. If he had the berry, he wouldn't even need to sub, just disable. Even then, Chien Pao is so strong and Spectrier is so weak, I don't even know if he'd survive. I don't know what the calculation is on that. But I don't think it's pretty. I don't think it's pretty. It's like 65-35 me, Tato of ownership. The real owner is just a bit of a nickname. Okay. Guys, what if I spread misinformation? So you guys know how this is. I stream, I cut up the interesting stuff. Sometimes I say things with the specific intention of cutting it up later. What if I just spread misinformation and when I start introing this match, I refuse to acknowledge Ice and only call Potato the owner? Would that be rude? I'm sorry. I don't know if it's interesting or not. Ninetales was cheeky. Had the EVs to take anything from Iron Moth. Prepped for booster energy. Oh. Hold the conversation. Hold the conversation. Misinformation. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Are we ready? I'm excited. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the match we have all been waiting for. Tylord 9666, personal friend of the channel. So many of you love him, know him. He has been thumbnail material for this video, this video, this video, and this video. All right, I'm going to cut it later when I'm editing. I'm going to be putting, he's made thumbnail like 15 times on my channel. So that's what that's going to be. Anyway, let's get back to it. Versus Potato Z4, the real owner. Many are saying that this is the real owner. Many people are saying that this is the real owner of the Draft League. It's got a great team. We're seeing Iron Moth, Darkrai, Garchomp, Annihilate. A lot of strong pieces versus what appears to be a very cheap team. We're seeing Sandslash, Torterra, Moltres. The most expensive thing on this team, I believe, is a Latias. Let's see, I think Tylord has a decent matchup, but the overall power level of Potatoes is hard to ignore. An Earthquake into the Milotic after the first turn switch. Does no kind of damage. Goes into Lisa, the Alolan Ninetales. What does he go? I think we can predict screens. No, ends up switching out into the Latios to eat up this Iron Moth. Latios has more bulk than the Latios, which is why he's able to take on those kind of hits. Aura Sphere. An interesting decision. If I'm being honest, I don't even know who that was supposed to hit. Maybe Tylord was predicting a Darkrai switch here. But Sylveon ends up just taking that no problem. Goes into the Excadrill, a Steel type, so it can resist any of those strong Hyper Voices from Sylveon. Iron Heads, Milotic gets the wish, and any kind of chip it's taken is gone. Seems like Potato's kind of taken the advantage here. At least progress-wise, he's done a good amount of chip, a decent amount of chip. But honestly, it's mostly looking like a stalemate. I'm guessing the Hitmontop was maybe like an Assault Vest with Mach Punch. Takes that Dark Pulse well. Hold up, I know things are about to start getting defined. So he was able to take that Dark Pulse well and threaten out with Mach Punch. So he goes into the Annihilate. He doubles into Ninetales. And what do we see? We see a Terra Fairy Annihilate. As the Aurora Veil goes up, Drain Punch does absolutely nothing. Torterra hits the field. Annihilate bulks up. So we're going to see some stat boosting. Now, already, Tylord has kind of won the Terra war here. You know, Poison is obviously better than Fairy, but that doesn't mean much. It's all about how you use it. And some say there's rumors going around that it's hot debated of what's going on here. Tylord had declared Torterra as his Terra captain. However, the sheet reflected Hitmontop. It's not pretty, but that's what happened, so this win is a little debatable. However, what is undebatable is how hard this Terra Poison Torterra goes. He gets the Shell Smash off behind the screen. He gets another Shell Smash off behind the screen. The chat lights up with chitter chatter about what the hell just happened as the Terra Blast destroys the Annihilate. And then what do we see? Garchomp into Sylveon. Headlong Rush. Another instant KO. One shot, one kill. Headlong Rush. One shot, one kill. And you're going to see this go for the rest of his team. Now, you guys on the Twitch stream right now, I see you talking. Why did he Shell Smash so many times? And he let us know that he was worried about potentially Scarf on Iron Moth or Scarf on Darkrai ending the sweep early. He wanted to make sure he was boosted with enough speed to outspeed both of them and secure this KO just like that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching our videos today, and make sure you like and subscribe. All right, now that's all the video bullcrap that I have to cut up later. What's up, fellas? How we doing today? Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. You know I did. Oh, I can't show you that. That's bad stuff to show you. Howdy. Let me change the main camera. What's going on, fellas? How we feeling today? Ugh. So, okay, lies, deceit. Nah, run it. He's a co-owner. I'm gonna change his nickname at some point. I don't know if it's interesting or not. Ninetales was cheeky. Had the EVs to take anything from Iron Moth. Prepped for booster energy speed and had Endeavor, but that was more of a last resort. Endeavor Ninetales is very unique. I've never heard of that before. That's some interesting tech. No other way for it to touch Moth otherwise, but had Melodic. But Hayes Melodic scared me the most. It had the ability to wall me if Tort went down. I thought you were just saying this video you were making, LMAO. No. So I was trying to do like the little hand wave so that later I can edit it and be like pushing the thumbnails to the side, like this one, and this one. But now I think my hand might have been too high. I think I was going like this, and there's no way my camera picked that up. Expected Darkrai, Excadrill, my favorite. Did I say Excadrill? I said Excadrill when I meant Sandslash, didn't I? Okay, we'll fix that in post. I'll like cut the audio and then go into the microphone and be like, Alolan Sandslash. And that's what we're gonna do. It didn't need another Shell Smash, but the second was in case Moth was sashed. Oh, I see. Okay. Or scarfed. You mean scarfed. Yeah, that makes sense because a sash wouldn't have made any difference. It was Potato who updated the doc, so his fault, LMAO. Clipping. What the hell are you clipping? What happened? Doing good. It's 5 a.m. Jeez, are you up early or up late? Same guy, keep it. Don't know what that's in reference to. Nah, just edit a PNG of Exeter for maximum scuff. Yeah. Dude, I might do that. That's funny. I might do that. Ugh. Alright. It's late. I gotta prep for tomorrow's match. So, I'm gonna hit the road, fellas. Thanks for coming to the stream. I appreciate the love and the support. And I appreciate you guys playing those games because I love streaming them. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.